Welcome to the Lord Rexworth podcast, where we embark on transformative journey to set your mind and spirit on the right path. I'm Lord Rexworth. Join me from Castle Rexworth as we engage in insightful conversations with a diverse range of guests, including VTubers, content creators, and thought leaders. Delve into the realms of creativity, inspiration, and self-discovery as we explore the stories and perspectives that shape the digital landscape. Today's theme is the company you keep. It is said that we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. It's a notion that might seem simplistic at first glance, but its implications are vast and profound. Think about it for a moment. Reflect on the people that you interact with regularly, the friends, family members, colleagues, and mentors who populate your everyday life. Each of these individuals brings their own unique perspectives, values, and habits to the table. And as we spend more time with them, their influence on us grows stronger. Consider your closest circle of friends. Are they ambitious, driven individuals who inspire you to reach for your highest aspirations? Or do they tend to be negative, complacent, or unmotivated? Chances are you'll find yourself mirroring their attitudes and behaviors to some extent. This phenomenon is not merely anecdotal. It is rooted in psychology and sociology. We are social creatures, wired to adapt to the norms and expectations of our social groups. We unconsciously absorb the beliefs, habits, and attitudes of those around us, shaping our own identities in the process. But what does this mean for us? It means that we have a tremendous opportunity and responsibility to choose our companions wisely. By surrounding ourselves with people who embody the qualities and values we aspire to, we can elevate our own lives in remarkable ways. Imagine being surrounded by individuals who push you to grow, who challenge you to step outside your comfort zone, who support you unconditionally in your endeavors. Imagine the impact that such a supportive network could have on your personal and professional development. Of course, this does not mean we should cut ties with everyone who does not fit our ideal mold. Diversity of thought and experience is valuable, and we can learn from people with different perspectives. But it does mean being intentional about the company we keep and recognizing when certain relationships may be holding us back. So I urge you to take a close look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? Are they helping you become the person you want to be, or are they hindering your growth? And most importantly, what steps can you take to cultivate a more positive and supportive inner circle? As we navigate our journey through life, let us remember the profound impact of our social environment. Let us choose our companions wisely, for they have the power to shape our destinies in ways we may not even realize. And let us strive to surround ourselves with people who inspire us, challenge us, and bring out the very best in us. There's a great story I read in Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power. Marie Gilbert, born in Limerick, Ireland in 1818, ventured to Paris in the 1840s to pursue success as a dancer, adopting the name Lola Montez. Facing a declining career by 1845, she turned to being a courtesan, where she thrived in Parisian society. Alexandre du Jardier, a prominent figure owning France's largest newspaper, emerged as her savior, aiding her career revival. Despite du Jardier's affection and support, their happiness was short-lived due to his deteriorating fortunes and eventual demise in a duel prompted by a drunken altercation. Devastated, Lola departed from Munich in 1846, determined to captivate King Ludwig of Bavaria. Leveraging her charms, she manipulated her way to an audience with the king, despite initial reluctance. Her debut on the Bavarian stage received unfavorable reviews, yet Ludwig persisted in arranging further performances. Ludwig found himself enamored with Lola, publicly displaying their relationship and lavishing her with gifts and attention, a stark departure from his frugal nature. Lola's newfound status as his favored mistress propelled her to fame and wealth almost overnight. However, her behavior became increasingly erratic and aggressive, causing public outrage and disapproval in Bavarian society. Despite warnings from his advisors, Ludwig remained devoted to Lola, even granting her Bavarian citizenship and titles of nobility. As Lola's influence grew, tensions rose, leading to widespread unrest and riots throughout the kingdom. Eventually, under immense pressure, Ludwig reluctantly ordered Lola to leave Bavaria, leading to his own downfall as he faced public backlash. Eventually, he was forced to abdicate in March of 1848. Lola Montez sought respectability by marrying George Trafford Held in England, despite still being legally married to another man. However, she faced legal troubles for bigamy and fled to Spain with Held. Their relationship deteriorated, marked by violent quarrels and ultimately separation. Held's life spiraled downward, leading to his premature death in Portugal. Lola's autobiography publisher later went bankrupt. In 1853, Lola moved to California and married Pat Hull, but their tumultuous relationship ended with Hull's descent into alcoholism and depression until his death 4 years later. At 41, Lola renounced all of her worldly possessions and embraced religion, touring America as a lecturer. She died 2 years later in 1861. Lola Montez's allure extended beyond mere physical attraction. It was her commanding personality that ensnared her lovers. Entranced by her, men found themselves engulfed in emotional turmoil, feeling both alive and unsettled by her magnetic pull. However, over time, Lola's inherent instability would surface, drawing her partners into her troubles. Despite their desire to help her, they would become entangled in conflicts, spreading the chaos to their social circles, or in the case of Ludwig, to an entire nation. The only recourse was to sever ties with her or face inevitable collapse. This infecting character phenomenon transcends gender, stemming from an internal instability that outwardly wreaks havoc, seeking to unsettle and destroy. Rather than delve into its pathology, it is wise to heed the lesson. When encountering an infector, avoid all engagement, assistance, or even passing them on to others, lest you become ensnared. Flee their presence promptly, or avoid dire consequences. Individuals who bring about their own misfortunes through destructive behaviors and negative influences pose a significant threat to those around them. Despite any efforts to uplift them, their patterns often end up influencing and changing others instead. Humans are highly susceptible to the emotions and behaviors of those they spend time with, making the chronically unhappy and unstable particularly potent infectors due to their intense characters and emotions. Initially presenting themselves as victims, they insidiously spread their negativity to others, who may not realize the nature of their influence until it is too late. In the realm of power dynamics, one's associations are crucial, as associating with infectors not only wastes time and energy, but also risks tarnishing one's reputation through guilt by association. The dangers of infection should never be underestimated. One of the most dangerous types of infectors is the chronically dissatisfied individual, exemplified by Cassius, a conspirator against Julius Caesar. Cassius's deep envy and inability to tolerate those of greater talent led to brooding hatred towards Caesar, ultimately influencing Brutus to join the conspiracy against him. This tragic outcome underscores the power of infection, as misfortunes could have been avoided had Brutus recognized and feared it. The only solution to infection is quarantine, but by the time it is recognized, it is often too late. Protecting oneself involves judging people by their impact on the world rather than the reasons they give for their problems. Infectors can be identified by the misfortune they attract, their tumultuous past, their broken relationships, a history of unstable careers, and forceful personalities that slowly engulf others. Above all, avoid pity and entanglement by trying to help, as the infector remains unchanged while others are destabilized. On the flip side of infection lies a phenomenon where individuals attract happiness and prosperity through their positive qualities such as good cheer, buoyancy, and intelligence. Associating with such individuals allows one to partake in the prosperity they cultivate. This principle extends beyond cheerfulness to all positive traits. Talleyrand, despite his eccentricities, was revered for his graciousness, his charm, and wit, to which even Napoleon admired and sought to emulate. Napoleon's association with Talleyrand smoothed his rough edges over time. Harnessing this positive emotional osmosis can be advantageous. For instance, if one tends towards miserliness, associating with generous individuals can expand one's horizons. Similarly, those prone to gloominess should gravitate towards cheerful company, while those inclined towards isolation should make an effort to befriend the sociable. Avoiding association with individuals who share one's defects is crucial, as they reinforce limitations. Instead, prioritize relationships with those possessing positive affinities, as it can lead to greater personal growth and fulfillment. There's an old saying that if your circle does not inspire you, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. Let's take a moment to reflect upon this metaphor. A circle is a symbol of connection, unity, and support. It represents a group of individuals who come together to uplift and empower each other. In a circle, there is room for growth, for exploration, and for mutual encouragement. But what happens when our circle fails to fulfill these essential functions? What happens when instead of inspiring us to reach for our dreams, it holds us back with negativity, doubt, or complacency? In that case, what we have is not a circle at all. It is a cage. A cage is a confining, restrictive space that limits our potential and stifles our growth. It is a place where our aspirations go to die, and our spirits are crushed under the weight of mediocrity. It is a toxic environment that drains our energy and dims our hopes for the future. And yet so many of us find ourselves trapped in these cages without even realizing it. We surround ourselves with people who bring us down instead of lifting us up. We settle for relationships that do not serve our highest good, simply because they are familiar or convenient. But it doesn't have to be this way. We have the power to break free from our cages and build circles that truly inspire us. We can seek out companions who share our values, our passions, our vision for the future. We can surround ourselves with individuals who believe in our potential and challenge us to be our best selves. Of course, breaking free from a cage is not easy. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. It means letting go of relationships that no longer serve us and embracing the uncertainty of forging new connections. But the rewards are worth it. When we surround ourselves with a circle that inspires us, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We find the support we need to pursue our dreams, the encouragement to overcome obstacles, and the joy of shared success. So I urge you to take a close look at your own circle. Is it lifting you up, or is it holding you back? Is it inspiring you to reach for the stars, or confining you to a cage of mediocrity? And if you find that your circle is more of a cage, have the courage to break free and seek out companions who truly inspire you. Remember, life is too short to settle for anything less than the extraordinary. Surround yourself with a circle that inspires you, and watch as your dreams take flight. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Lord Rexworth podcast. I hope these discussions have ignited your curiosity, sparked inspiration, or provided a moment of relaxation. To stay connected with the podcast and access additional content, be sure to visit my website at lordrexworth.com and follow me across all platforms there. That's lordrexworth.com. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. Your support fuels our journey to continue bringing you engaging conversations and soothing ASMR experiences. As we conclude today's episode, remember that your mind and spirit are powerful forces, and we encourage you to embrace the positive energy that you have gained here. Until next time, take a moment for yourself, stay inspired, and continue exploring the boundless possibilities that life has to offer. Visit lordrexworth.com and be a part of our growing community. Thank you for being with us on the Lord Rexworth podcast.